Right. Hello, folks, friends, family, audience, followers, randos, probably for the most part. Welcome to a special edition of the Snide Show. We got just a special announcement here. Have a long-awaited series. Of course, as always, I'm Corey, the curator, and I'm joined here
I'm
with...
AC.
Yeah, there he is. So, even though I'm looking down, he's actually right here. Like he's like on my third eye there. Um, and as you can see here, we're at a lake. You know, a very special lake. Kind of a familiar environment, would you say?
Oh, I recognize it.
Familiar
Oh,
for a
yeah.
few different reasons here. It is, of course, as always, relevant here. You know, I don't want to give too much away, but this is just kind of, the a little sneak peek. But
Which
first,
essentially is what this announcement's all about.
uh, tr- try not to let the whole cat out of the bag, but just give you a peek in the bag to get a look at that cat. Isn't she cute? So, yeah. But first, we've been up here doing pods and stuff, and I just kind of thought that we'd mention that, this is, as you can see in some of the materials I have out there, sort of a testing grounds of things. The blogs and vlogs and pods and other words with O in the middle of them are all just kind of, secondary to what we really want to get into, what we've always wanted to get into. And if you look back at like the first couple episodes of Snide Show, I think we did address this at some point. But ultimately, we'd like to be filmmakers.
Yeah,
That's
that's
sort of
the
the...
end game. So, we're gonna figure out our niches and kind of segue back and forth until we find one that grooves and then kind of grow from
Mhm.
there. And that's exactly what we're gonna start this year with.
Yeah, but in the oral planes, AURAL, in the audio planes, we don't really have the budget yet to do some big, you know, visuals, but we can also crack wise and tell a story as well. And if you got the imagination for it, you'll sort of get a look into what we want to do. Of course, this kind of stuff is sort of more silly. I think most of the scripts we've written have taken just a few days to write. It's very kind of, an extension of this, our personalities, sort of, of course, shouts out to those that came before us that kind of have inspired us, a la Kevin Smith. Who
Quentin
comes to mind?
Tarantino, man.
Quentin Tarantino, of course, absolutely.
Love Tarantino.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I
Yeah,
mean, you've
yeah,
got so many good underground, directors and writers out there that are coming up with stuff, that people, which is what my channel is pretty much about, is going into different forms of media, and a lot of it's underground, some of it's, covers and rehashes, but it's still brand new stuff.
absolutely.
And this is essentially what we're going, but we're going a little further back into the roots of like audio shows like Orson Welles and War of the Worlds and that kind of, but we're putting our spin into it because a lot of what we do
Absolutely.
is comedic.
Yes, yes. Very dialogue driven, very personality, character driven. Of course, there's always story, but we like more of character studies, more of, you take especially now with the project we're talking about, you throw a dart at just a map of pop culture. Wherever it lands, let's put these characters and see how they react. What do they do in these situations? So yeah, it's very exciting to because over time we've had to sort of mitigate and limit our visions to what we think we could get the budget for, and that's always kind of destructive when you let something like that in the way of your vision, and it deflates it. You know.
It breaks it down, and you ultimately end up because it's no longer your dream or your vision, and it just falls apart. So you just give it up, let it fall
Exactly.
down.
or you put it on the back burner. I say never give up, never never totally, but sometimes you gotta, put things aside or what have you. But with the audio format, you don't have to do that. The limit is the sound effects, the, what have you. Like there really is no limit, unless it's something you can't describe. For the most part, there really is no limit. There's no limit to what you can do in that format. And podcasts are, I wouldn't say on the rise now. Now they're just commonplace. Now they're just a normal thing. But there aren't as many fictional endeavors, especially in this genre that we're talking about. There's not a lot of, you look at those and, there's the true crime or the crime sort of things. You've got the sort of mystery sort of, I've seen there's some superhero ones that are really good, some really good superhero ones, but you don't see a lot of like fictional comedy / X, insert genre here, which is what we're all about, is blending genre. We're in a post-genre society, post-genre art, we're in postmodernism, so
yeah,
excuse me. That's sort of where we're at, is like, and of course we have projects that aren't purely comedy, but that's what comes, I think, easiest to us. Comedy and sci-fi come easiest
definitely.
to us.
And I think we're familiar with the territory of like, horror and action, and this is going to be kind of our segue into doing, more broader than what we're used to doing.
Sure.
So this is definitely going to be something, well, one, it is brand new to us because we focused on the visual side of it for a long time. And now we're focusing on descriptive narrating and pretty much just all around vocal sides of all of it. So, for us, this is just as new as it's going to be for you guys to see.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, we're having one hell of a time doing it, and I think that's pretty apparent in, our first go of this. So.
Yeah. And for right now, it seems like until we find a good streamlined process, I think we've learned a lot just from this first episode. But it's going to be like kind of once a month for the first 6 months here, and then from there, hopefully we pick up more of a weekly thing as we find more places to go, more people to work with, because I've seen just in the past couple weeks trying to find some help with these next few episodes that we have. It's become apparent to me that there is a thriving community out there of people who love doing this and want to network, and I thought there would be something like that on the internet, but sometimes, especially when a lot of what we're doing kind of has that local flavor, you want to find people who really understand, our flavor that has that local flavor in it. We're a Pringles chip of flavors over here, man, and it's really cool to see, like, just poking around a little bit on Reddit and stuff, that there are these really cool communities, and maybe you're not going to find someone producerial, but there are people who are like, hey, I'm a voiceover artist, I'm just trying to get some work on my portfolio. That's all I need are credits. So we're finding some cool people that way, and hopefully as we gain more of a following here, which I'm hoping we will, with it being something that's not as common yet. And I know this shit's lo-fi, and I know this shit's it's but as we develop a following, hopefully we'll find more people like us that want to get in on the business, get in on the companies we have here, and will help build this, and especially now that, we got a Facebook page going. Maybe we'll find more people around here that are, coming out of these colleges around us and stuff. Whatever. I don't want to get too much into that side of the shop. Anything else you'd like to add here, Adam?
Yeah, no, I definitely think bringing people in is definitely going to help us, and that's why I also find it extremely important to network and look for other people's, not just their help, but opinions or input, ideas, and all that is actually, we will find that welcoming. So if you wanted to provide something that you thought was interesting, go ahead and send it our way. I mean, there's nothing in our opinion at this point that's really out of reach or off the wall. So just if you got an idea, who knows where it could go.
Totally, exactly. I mean, we're snide motherfuckers. We're all about some criticism, critiquing. As long as it's at least mostly constructive, not even wholly constructive. I mean, you can be like, "Hey, man, you fucked up here" or whatever. Like it's totally.
No, yeah. Let me reiterate. I'm not looking for people to be like, "Oh yeah, you guys suck. You guys ain't. You suck. You suck." That doesn't help.
Yeah, nothing totally destructive. You can be chaotic. You can be, half and half. Oh, you messed up here, but here's where you could make it better. Like, how about that? So it's, we're totally cool with that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think we're ready to roll the trailer when you are, my good friend.
Now, were we gonna? You know what? I'm ready to go ahead.
Are you? Well, now you got me interested. What were you gonna say?
Should we go ahead and give them the series title? Play the trailer.
Sure.
And give them the title of the.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is on this trailer thing, but no, it's the Odd Job anthology. We are playing the snide versions of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And the name, I think, kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah, let's go ahead and play the trailer, and then we'll go a little further into it. So, you give me a 3, 2, 1 when you're ready to go.
3, 2, 1, go. Hello, good to meet you, Mr. Price, right? I think that we emailed.
You must be Core, yes? It is good to make your acquaintance. So this must be your cousin, Adam. This is my family's secret. The richest waters and the richest clay were found here.
Evening, fellas!
This just seems shady.
You're just paranoid, I'm telling you. You've been watching too much Unsolved Mysteries.
You're not exactly here to work, see? You're the true guests, the guests of honor, an honored few.
Yeah, eerie, ain't it?
You're coming with us, fellas.
Unhand me, heathen.
Hey, you're about to kill us, aren't you?
Yes, up the ladder, now!
Damn it, I told you, Core. They've probably been watching us this whole time.
Yeah, I've heard of this place, CLAYBAIT Lodge.
CLAYBAIT, CLAYBAIT,
CLAYBAIT,
CLAYBAIT,
CLAYBAIT,
CLAYBAIT, CLAYBAIT. Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to CLAYBAIT Lodge.
Oh man, dude.
I'm not hearing it again. It's cool.
Yeah. And our big thing, we're pretty good at editing. I think we're pretty damn good editors, good writers, you know, good sort of joke, story, all that stuff. Folks, I think Adam's doing a great job with the Photoshop, but don't come at us too hard because that's not something that we spent fucking 4 to 6 years in, all right, folks?
Oh yeah, no, that's all. I'm going to be straight. Every single thing I've done has been on a cell phone with a cell phone editor. I mean, not even like one I paid for is free. So, I mean, yeah, I put a little bit of time into what I'm doing, but trust me, none of it is meant to be taken seriously or look like it's this budgeted anything absolutely free. Like somebody just hands you a flyer, here you go.
Right.
This is what I'm doing.
Yeah. So if there are like folks out there that want to work with us from a graphics side, you know, who knows? Maybe you get some stake. We'll see, you know, holler at us, you know, depending on how much you want to put into this. This can totally be, you know, that's a gig that we could really use, or like some graphic people that put together memes, put together that kind of stuff would be really cool. But no, we're more about the story, the characters, the ideas, the visions, and also editing, because we've been editing since probably we were too young to be like editing. Like,
Yeah.
we've been.
I mean, we started using programs, you know, like Adobe Edition and Pinnacles, and there's another one we used back in the day.
That's a shout out. You know, I remember there was, you know, Windows Movie Maker.
Early on.
Yeah, and the Pinnacle stuff that we had, it was pretty, you know, upper mid shelf editing, like home video stuff. It was definitely kind of very comparable, I'd say, to like Final Cut, like
yeah,
that
something
kind of
like
stuff.
Final Cut.
Yeah, and I'm using NCH Studios. They kind of have a good mid shelf thing, and I think, you know, we're kind of talented enough to work with all that. Obviously, we're learning more and more about OBS and stuff. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff that we really want to do more of, folks. This is the kind of stuff, the audio plays. That's like you said, we're having a great time doing it. It's, you know, it's coming naturally.
Yeah, I think you know, the more we're doing, the more it's going to actually catch on. So, yeah, I mean, if you're early interested or interested early on to join us, just hit us up, because we're pretty easygoing about things. However, you know, just like any other business, we do want to actually create goals and meet those goals.
Certainly.
So that, you know, like deadlines and things like that. So
yeah,
we're
it's
setting
just a
ourselves
hobby.
Yeah, this is something we actually want to move forward and grow with. But we do want people to come in and grow with us.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, I couldn't put it better. Like, that's, yeah, you nailed it, man. That's it. Stay tuned for more of the Odd Job Anthology. Our first edition here. Crisp new #1 issue. A day at CLAYBAIT Lodge. I'll tell you this much. That's as long as the boys last there.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah.
Anywho, should we tell them when this is going to drop? I would say probably the 15th. Let's
give it to them Friday, along with the, you know,
the whole weekend.
Yeah, give it the weekend to get on it, or, you know, on Monday you can add it to your playlist before you commute, all that, you know. It's it'll last you a commute, you know, a good commute. Mm-hmm.
I've listened to it on a couple of different commutes just to make sure I got the I want to make sure I had the volumes right, and I'm not gonna lie, I mean, it gets interesting, even though I know, you know, we made it. It's interesting enough for me to want to listen to multiple times.
Same. And I've heard a couple family members say the same thing too. So yeah, we got something. I can't wait to see how people react to it. Honestly.
Yeah, me too. And I can't wait to hear the feedback.
100%, folks. So, you know, get on it. 15th, you heard it here, folks. 15th, you got a day at CLAYBAIT Lodge, releasing everywhere. By then, we'll have the SoundCloud set up. YouTube, you know, if you're on there, if you got the YouTube red and shit, it's tight. You know, Spotify, it'll be everywhere by then. So, yeah, see?
It's gonna be good.
You heard it here. It's gonna be good, and stay snide.